Who do you think you are? Zoe Saldana flatly rejects Meghan begging to be a guest on a new podcast. It will be a flop. Meghan Markle's rejoining the world of podcasting. In February 2024, it was announced that Lemonada Media would be taking the reins from Spotify and distributing Meghan's podcast Archetypes to all major podcast platforms. It was also announced that the company was working with Meghan on a brand new podcast, one that the Markle would also host. In a statement shared to her website, Meghan expressed excitement about the new venture. Being able to support a female-founded company with a roster of thought-provoking and highly entertaining podcasts is a fantastic way to kick off 2024, she said. Meghan also called a new project a dynamic new podcast, but nothing else has been shared on the genre of the new podcast or what it will entail. As exciting as the new podcast may be, there are signs that it could flop. For one thing, many comments on Lemonada's Instagram post about the collaboration are very negative. "She's the worst podcaster ever, snore," one person said. Another sign that the new podcast won't do well is how everything went down with Archetypes. Despite her best intentions, Meghan Markle doesn't have a great track record with podcast projects. There are signs that Meghan's new podcast will flop harder than Archetypes, because recently many Hollywood stars have rejected Meghan's demand to be guests on a podcast. Are there any sugars that she could interview who can draw a big or even fair-size audience? Neil Sean said Lemonada will assist Meghan Markle with the production, but the production side doesn't seem to be as big an issue as finding interesting people willing to lower themselves to chat with this preening grifter. Rumour has it that Meghan's approaching Zoe Saldana, but there's no response. Harry's wife would probably love nothing more than to just have an open dialogue with herself for an hour straight, lol. No sharing of the spotlight, just all eyes on her the whole time. Last year, Meghan's PR team leaked that the Harkles were spotted taking a private plane to Las Vegas with Cameron Diaz, Benji Madden, and Zoe Saldana to watch Katy Perry's concert over the weekend. Then they made up the story that they started a friendship with Meghan, which disgusted Zoe Saldana. Zoe is one of the most famous actors in Hollywood. She ranked 4th in the worldwide box office rankings with an income of more than $14 billion, with 32 films she played. So, who does Meghan think she is? Especially since a podcast is only produced by a small media company, not Spotify. Zoe even once ignored Meghan at the airport. The subsequent relaunch of the website has proved controversial, and Meghan joining Lemonada Media is unlikely to impress Hollywood. Her entire Hollywood career could be written on one of the dots on a postage stamp. Markle hasn't impressed anyone for many, many years. Oprah, Tyler, Gayle, Ellen, Portia de Rossi, Kris Jenner, these are the people who seem to have no objection to be publicly seen as her friends. If she hasn't markled them already, they might agree. She should actually interview Ari Emanuel and Lauren Sanchez's ex-husband. That would work because they're both propping Archewell and Meghan up, despite her car park pap walks and nasty leaks.